And welcome inside the WB Mason Coach Support right here on GoHofstra.com. Ryan LaFay alongside Dennis Papadatos, the head coach of the Hofstra wrestling team. Coach, how are you? How was the Thanksgiving weekend?
Thanksgiving was great. It was a good day. Obviously we wrestled over the weekend, which we'll get to. And besides the rain today, it's a nice day. Me and you kind of match a little bit.
Sure, it's a little wet. So.
I know, not mine too, a little bit. It's nice though. The pick looks nice on you.
It was a nice tournament as well. The Grapple to Garden this past Sunday, and your team fell to the 8th best team in the country, Cornell, 39-0. But it really seemed like this team battled hard. A lot of close matches in that meet with Cornell. So what did you think about that match and the kicking off the Grapple to Garden this past Sunday?
The same thing I've been saying. Obviously, I got interviewed twice at the Grapple and already the radio show now. The score does not dictate what happened or show what happened. I felt like there was some skeptical calls that we probably should have won 2 of the matches. We could have won the first 5 matches if we were right there, and we could have won them. But at the end of the day, Cornell's very good. And right now they're more seasoned and polished, and just when push came to shove, their guy believed they should win, and our guy maybe didn't fully believe. The good news is I think they do now. That makes sense. Sometimes you got to knock on the door before you can kind of open it. You know what I mean? So 39-0 was the score. Like I said, I thought there was some iffy calls by the ref. But at the end of the day, even if the iffy calls went our way, we would have won 2. It would have been like 30-6. You know what I mean? I know technically most people thought we were going to get shut out. Like at every match, you look at it like, oh, the Cornell kid's a little better. So it didn't really happen there. We battled. It was a fight. They were scrambling over there. They didn't know what was going on. They were not prepared for us to come out fighting the way we did. And to their credit, they stepped up and took care of business. And that's why they're very good. That's why they've been very good. But I was happy that at least now our guys believe they can compete with them, if that makes sense, even though it was 39-0.
And Cornell EIWA, so
10 years in a row, champs.
At the time, 0-1. But next up was George Mason at the Grapple to Garden, 18-13 win. What'd you like in that match?
There came some tough situations coming in, and we won some of them. Obviously we scouted them. I knew they were going to put a Hofstra lineup against us. They didn't put it against Buffalo the match before. After they were losing after 74, they got some other guys' matches. I knew they were going to put their A squad against us, trying to beat us. And then, and I knew they were good at 41, really good at 49, and pretty good at 65 and 74. So we came out, and they were actually pretty good at 25 and 33. They were better than I wanted them to be at 25 and 33, if that makes sense. But we came out, we won 25 pretty handily. We won 33. Worse than that score showed. The kid scored late on us, so Vespa wrestled well. And then 41, they beat Connor. 49, Ryan wrestled good. That kid's very good. He's undefeated on the year so far. And then 57 was a match we expected to win, and Jake, wrestled well, came out. Should have had the major, won by 7. And then Bobby was the first next match that was like, okay, this one can go either way. And Bobby hasn't wrestled in 2.5 weeks, and he stepped up and he found a way to score, and he scored big at the end. And I liked it that he came on big at the end. He came on big in the early, and then he came on big at the end. So he beat a pretty good kid. That put him in a scrap match that was trying not to lose. And then same thing as 74. I thought Sage was going to dominate a little more, but the kid wrestled him smart, did a real good job. And Sage just kind of hung in there. There was a few times that I thought Sage could have scrapped a little harder, but then when push came to shove and he had to do it, man, he got a nice takedown late, cut him, got a nice takedown, put him on his back for back points, and sealed the deal. So that was nice. And then 84, I felt like we should have won. It was another situation that I'm not too thrilled with the officiating, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And then 97, we won. There's a good example of we won, and I felt like Nays could have did a lot more. It shouldn't have went to overtime. He allowed it to go to overtime. And then once we got in overtime, he gets right on his leg and takes him right down. I'm like, you could have did that all day. And he's got to get to the point that he's doing that all day. Or you keep lesser opponents in the match, and bad things can happen when that happens. So I was happy with how they rebounded. And not to keep talking, and you're not talking at all, but when you lose 39-0, even though you battle tough, and they did a lot of their energy in that match. Now we thought we were expected to win against George Mason. I think a lot of people thought we were going to win. So we had pressure on us. They just got beat 39-0. It was a different sometimes there's a lull without you trying to be a lull, and I thought the guys came in and overall still battled and pulled out a victory, a good team effort.
You kind of mentioned it before, Jacob Martin, Vinny Vespa wrestling very well in those two matches. How key is it for them to get these matches off to such a hot start? And who else do you think really showed a lot in those two matches against both Cornell and George Mason?
I thought Ryan Burkert showed a bunch. He went 0-2 on the day, and I thought he wrestled as tough as anyone. He could have won. Both kids were top 20 kids, and he could have won both. He should have won one of them, and the other one he definitely could have won. He battled, like you said, those two, and Connor battled too. He just had a little bit of a rougher day, but Connor Burkert battled. Kaminsky, he got majored by that Cornell kid a week ago, and now he loses 5-3, and he's right in the match to win it. Like, I'm not saying he should have won it, but he closed the gap 7 points in 1 week, and that kid was frustrated. That kid was mad that he wasn't majoring him again. So it wasn't like that kid was just holding on for dear life. That kid was trying to do the same thing, and he just couldn't. So that's a good improvement for Kaminsky, Bobby as well. And Sage's score with Cornell was not right of what kind of happened. It was a crazy match, and Real Abuto, who's a national finalist for Cornell, just kept edging out some crazy 50-50 positions for big points. So that happened 3 times. He scored all 3 of them. That's 18 points. The match was pretty much over. But Sage could have won all 3 as well. So even though he lost big against Real Abuto, it's because he went risking it all. So I'll give it to him. Then he came back and he wrestled tough. So I was really happy with those guys. The most out of everyone. The ones we mentioned. But overall, I thought it was a step in the right direction. Not where we want to be, but a step in the right direction. I can breathe, and I went to sleep that night thinking, I finally can see it. You know what I mean? I wasn't happy. Believe me, you can't be happy. If you're happy after you lose to Cornell 39-0, who's ranked 8th, not first in the world, 8th in the country. But I went to sleep like, I see it, especially with the guys we got redshirt.
And this upcoming weekend, December 4th, the Journeyman Blue and Gold Tussle. Different format, so maybe some of the viewers are unaware
Yes.
how that goes. I know you have all the details on that. How does the tournament work, and how do you think your team can match up in the tussle?
First of all, like you said, our Blue and Gold Wrestling Club and Journeyman are actually doing it. So we're renting the Mac Arena. So we're an away team in our home gym, and they're working. Jay Artinian and everyone's working great with us, and Jeff, and it's been a real pleasure. But it's not a dual meet, it's not a tournament. It's old Olympic style pool matchup. It's the idea of everyone gets a certain amount of matches, and you're guaranteed to wrestle certain people. It's for RPI, it's for win percentage, for the end of the year to help for national qualifiers. There's no team champion, there's no team score, but all our guys will be in it, and there'll be different pools where if it's a pool of, if there's 2 pools of 3, you'll wrestle everyone in your pool, and then the winner of that pool will wrestle the crossover match, and the second place guy, if that makes, so you're guaranteed to 3 matches. So instead of going to Las Vegas and flying all the way to Vegas right before finals, we imported a good competition here. Rutgers, NC State, UPenn, Citadel, Campbell, Brown, and us. We figured we'll all get together here. Now, if our guy loses the first round at Vegas, he may not run into Kevin Jack from NC State, who's ranked 4th in the country. Now, if you're in this pool, you can lose your first 2 matches, you're still wrestling Kevin Jack the 3rd matches, which is what we're trying to make sure we guarantee matches, and that's why all the coaches, it turned to the point we only do 6 teams. We ended up with 8. Oklahoma had to pull out last minute. We ended up having to push, tell people, no, we can't have you. So, people were really happy about it. So that's how it works, and we're expecting to get good matches and see where our guys stand, against some good competition, and hopefully get some wins that are going to help them if you need an at-large bid later on, win percentage and RPI. That's what it's designed for.
And finally, Coach, you kind of mentioned it before, you can't necessarily be happy with a 39-0 loss to Cornell or how Grapple the Garden went this past Sunday, but what do you think you're most proud about from this team early on this season? How do you think that can translate as the season pushes on?
The camaraderie, and we're getting gritty. We're not gritty enough yet, but we're finally battling and tough. And we have, I keep saying a 19-man roster right now. We should have 20 soon, but we have 7 guys redshirting right now. We're hoping to keep them all on redshirt all year because I'm doing it for a reason, to develop them a little different. So we had 4 guys wrestling an open tournament this weekend as well, and 2 of them won it. Mike Hughes won again. That's par for the course, and he teched his way through it. Beat some more good kids. But Ricky Stam won his first college tournament this weekend, redshirting. So, he'll be, coming back battling Kaminsky and Bob, whatever way he ends up going next year. So we had good things happen the other side as well. So it's exciting times that you finally are seeing, you know what I mean? He's a local true freshman kid that now, he went 1-2 at the Binghamton Open, and then he made the finals of the New York State tournament, and then he wins the Lockhaven tournament. So there's a progression going on. So we just got to keep it with everybody. So I'm excited. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Well, maybe I'm happy, but I'm not pleased, I guess. I want more, but I can finally see it, and I feel like, okay, I think it's starting to work, and the glue's setting in. So it's been good preseason, good beginning of the year so far.
Dennis Papadatos, the head coach of the Hofstra wrestling team. Coach, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me, man.
And thank you for watching the W Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHof.com.